Ahead and pin you here. Hey everyone, welcome to oh my gosh, day four
Welcome to
slash
high level.
slash bonus day, whatever you want to call it. But I'm so excited that we made it happen.
We
And
did. We made it happen. We
that
moved the things. The things are happening.
Absolutely. So, what we're going to focus on today is not teaching at all. So, you're not going to learn anything new. Well, you'll learn a lot of things new, but we're not going to be, going through slides and, creating new content. What we're going to do is focus on going in depth with questions that you may have around the things we taught from day one, two, and three. And we're going to go one by one. So, here's what I want everyone to do. Give us a one in the chat. So first of all, find a streaming near you. Um, all the high level channels are streaming right now with this. And what I want to do is make sure we get engagement going. So the first thing I want you to do is tell us what city you're checking in from. Even if today's your first day, it's totally cool. Don't feel lost. You're gonna probably get a lot of nuggets out of this. We got some special bonus giveaways and all that we're gonna share in a little bit. But tell us what city you're checking in from. I would love to know where you all are. And we see the community connecting together. We hear about lunch pop-up groups and dinner happy hours and all kinds of stuff. And it's really exciting. Molly, how are you feeling about all this? This has been incredible. Like I can't, I mean, it's wild.
Okay, I literally had so much fun last night because I went through and I went to excuse me. I went to Facebook on the business page. I went to the Facebook group. I went to YouTube. I went to LinkedIn. I went to the challenge group and I pulled all of the comments. Some of you may have seen I started answering a few things there in the chat, but I took all of the comments and I put them into Chat GPT. And man, it's just been so fun to be able to connect with you all, to be able to show you some of the really like ninja things that we're doing behind the scenes and to just have the opportunity to be able to share and connect and really lay the possibility and the foundations. So I know that there are some people who are like, oh my gosh. I mean, someone actually, a lot of you threw up yesterday. It's okay. It was good. It was because of excitement, I'm sure. I just really want to remind you that this is one piece of the puzzle. There's a lot of pieces in this section of the puzzle. And just know that the more that you stick with it, we're here to support you. This isn't something that you need to have like instantly all completed. It takes a little bit of time to build upon it and just keep going. Like this is the unlocking of new possibilities. So I'm super excited to be here.
Absolutely. And maybe for like 5 minutes, quick rapid review of day one, two, and three. Like at the end of the day, we taught everybody how to basically create pop-up communities and Facebook groups to run sales into their business through a lot of different creative ways and filled it with AI at the end of the day. That was a fully loaded statement, but give us a quick rundown of just the concept of what we shared from a strategy side. So people haven't even watched a single video just yet on this, they have an idea of what it's all about.
Yeah. So really what's happening, the way that we are going through all of this, and I am going to pull up my slides just because I think it's easier if you can visualize this. And again, I love that Paulson said 5 minutes just to make sure everybody's on the same page. We get everybody to stream so we get all these questions going. When it comes to bringing in leads, bringing in sales, I'm going to screen share right now. When it comes to bringing in leads and bringing in sales, it can feel like this. It feels like there are, oh my gosh, how do I do this? Sorry, just exactly like it feels right now when you're using your left hand and your dominant hand is in a cast. It feels like there are so many things to do, right? Even just sharing my slides, so many things to do. And oftentimes we try to take all of the tools in the kitchen sink and we try to use them all at one time. Now, high level, the tool that we're using for this today, it is really, this is the perfect example of what high level actually is. I didn't even think about that. We
No,
aren't going to use all the tools at once because that would make a really crazy meal. Instead, what we're doing is we are using a sifter. And so what we're doing is we're taking all these different awesome things that we could be doing and we're streamlining it into this Facebook pop-up group where we take people that we've engaged with on other platforms, other places, and we're streamlining it into one specific spot. So what we did on day one is we went over how to AIify your brand. So if you have any questions today about using AI, ChatGPT, Claude, whatever it is that you're using, we got really clear about the social selling system. We talked about awareness playground. So if you have questions about that, that's like where you're actually going to find the people who are the awesome leads, the awesome human beings, the awesome power partners. We talked about the full pipeline and automation systems, how we move people through the client journey. We talked about your unique differentiator, because if you don't get that foundation in place first, none of the automations matter, and how we stand out against the zombie apocalypse, right? This AI zombie apocalypse. And then seasoned your AI assistant. So we went through a whole system where you can actually season your AI chat so that you create better copy. Day two, I'm going to go really fast. We went through how to AIify your social. So we created a system for creating content. Now, some questions came through I saw in the chat about what to actually say in your videos and all these different things. And we can talk a little bit about that today. But the foundations that we laid on day two was about focusing on the buying beliefs, knowing that when we put content out, we want to be instilling buying beliefs so that when we get to day three, which is what we did yesterday, and we dug into all the automations and the whole system behind the scenes. We talked about your pop-up group. We didn't go into that as in depth as maybe we could have if we want to, if anybody has questions about that. Creating the momentum and then the automations for the follow-up that lead to sales. You mean to stop there, or should I explain what we gave out yesterday also?
Yeah, no, keep going.
Okay. So then we dug into the bonuses also. So we have the resource link for you. If you missed it, it is awesome. So you're here. This is like past the end. This is the after party, which I'm stoked about.
This is the after party. That's the best way to look at it.
It really is. So we gave you an AI brand voice guide. I gave you a mini version of my full super prompt. So those of you that are in our content club, we have this giant document that gives you all you need about creating content. This is all free here today. And this whole workshop has been totally free. So we gave you a simplified version of that prompt. You can create a month of content in 15 minutes with it. Pretty awesome. Our pop-up group setup guide and masterclass checklist, our full system snapshot. And so when you get a free trial of high level or you use your current high level account, we gave you landing pages, we gave you calendars, automations, pipelines, emails, text messages, and Facebook and Instagram Messenger templates, because I'm crazy. Also social media posts. Okay. And then finally, I gave you a separate little free bonus course on how to use my favorite integration that allows you to connect high level to your social media platforms. We did so much, Paulson. How did we do
I
that?
know. I yesterday my production guys, they were like, "Hey, it's like 5 p.m. Where are the videos?" And I'm like, "It's still rendering. It's 4 hours of Zoom. Leave me alone." I was like, "Oh my gosh, these are massive files." And it to me, it's like it's cool because we're going all in, all out, going into the details. And we spent a lot of time the first 2 days going over strategies, and yesterday really brought it home and just kind of put it all together. And also shout out to Andy and Nuno; those guys were
Yeah.
amazing. We went through the workflows. I mean, like we got feedback that this is one of the like easiest workshops to follow and some of the most detailed onboarding experience just for someone who's brand new to high level. Just because we
Oh,
went
yeah.
over so many details and provided context. So I'm excited for what's to come. So Molly, are there anything that you feel like you want to share or you missed out on that you may want to share before we
Um,
go into Q&A, or we can go right into Q&A? Up to you.
yeah, there's so much that we could go into. So let's actually just go straight into Q&A, because otherwise I think I'm
Okay.
going to start teaching and then the whole hour and a half is going to be gone. So
Bye. Okay, cool.
let's jump right into the questions. I know the one question that you and I talked about that we missed. There was
Yeah.
one question that was asked more than anything else. So maybe I can answer that secret question first, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, yeah. So just to do some housekeeping real quick. If you haven't attended day one, two, and three, or if you're missing replay watches or whatever, I recommend going through it and kind of being resourceful in getting all the links and all these like don't ask questions about links. There's plenty of comments in every single one of the streaming where you can find the resources links, snapshot links, replay links, all kinds of stuff, and the offer links we have. By the way, there's a 30-day trial attached to this workshop. It's going to expire today.
Make sure that you get in there. We actually, yeah,
Yeah.
and we had some great, I
Yeah.
mean, there were some awesome questions about that too.
Yeah.
That know that whatever level you want of high level, just go grab the free trial that they have here, and then they can adjust the level afterwards, right?
Correct. Yeah, yeah. Well,
Great.
no, when you go into the offer, it'll allow you to choose the level you want. So it's
Okay,
up to yeah, you can
perfect.
you'll be able to choose 97, 297, or 497. You don't have to, it's up to you. And you want
Okay.
to adjust it later, you can. So just housekeeping real quick. Please ask relevant questions to the workshop, not any kind of random questions around high level or, business. Like I want to make sure we address the content of the workshop first, and then if we have enough time, we'll go through all the other questions as well. So the way Molly, you and we probably have to be very efficient. So I'm not gonna double answer any questions.
Okay.
And then we'll do the 1 minute answer rule between me and you, and we'll try not to share screens and go into the workflow so we don't get derailed for any reason. So if you're down for it, we'll get started. And let me go ahead and so in go to the Facebook streaming. I believe Ethan had put the streaming link, and that's where we're gonna field questions. So I'm already seeing the first question come up. Let me just see here. Got a phone call coming in. Okay, cool. Let me turn that off. So post all your questions in the streaming, the Facebook page streaming, high level Facebook page streaming. We're live
And
right
when you
now.
do that, also, I just posted a link and it has an error in it. I'm missing something in the link that I just shared. I'm sorry that my link has an error that I just put in the chat. When you do that though, just put a Q in front of your question. That'll help us to be able to do that, which is good.
Yes, yes. And yeah, exactly. So yeah, if you put question or a live question or something, I can see it's just not any random comment. So let's see, 11:14. So we'll keep this going for about an hour and a half. That's what I told the team. Hey, we'll rapid fire as much as we can. So let's get started if you're down for it.
I love it. Okay,
All
so
right.
the first question, oh, and so we're going to answer questions. We're also going to pick giveaway winners.
Oh yeah.
So just one last thing. I'm not going to pick them right now. Well, just please, you guys, don't let me forget to pick the giveaway winners before we're done. And I'm just going to show you, you still have a chance to enter to win. We will have two book winners that we're going to pick today. And then we're going to have one of you is going to win an hour-long call with me to help you build this out. So like, for example, if you want to add customization to this on that call, we can customize it. Someone asked already, I could see a really good question about how to turn this into a 5-day challenge. And for example, if you win this, I can help you turn it into a 5-day challenge template, because the goal of this snapshot is not for you to just copy and paste every single thing. The goal of this snapshot is that you actually have a really strong foundation that you can then customize to your own unique business. I was watching one of the other workshops and Joel said, don't be a copy paste marketer or something like that. Did you hear that? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah. He always says
Is that
that.
what is that like his thing?
Well, I think he wants, his point is having originality and building on what we're teaching. Like everything we're showing it's one of the most incredible starting points you can have with high level. Like I think Andy or Nuno said yesterday, man, I wish we had something like this, 3 years ago, 4 years ago when high level started. Everybody was trying to build up their own stuff from scratch. Today you can just show up to a workshop and have an amazing starting point or a challenge,
Totally.
whatever we do, which is really cool. So yeah, the first question, Molly, me and you had planned. Let's go through that.
Okay, so the number one question, I wonder if you guys can write in the chat what you think the number one question is. And I'm actually putting the way to go enter to win that call in the chat right now. I'm going to put it over here too. Just comment below this post in order to enter to win. I'm pasting it right now. Okay, the number one question is such a weird question. And if you weren't here on the other days, you're going to be so confused. But I promise there is a reason that this is a really important question. The number one question was what to do with the Brussels sprouts posts. So So if you missed it on day one, I gave this tip, which is to write on your personal Facebook profile, Brussels sprouts, yes or no. Now, what you're going to do with this, I'm going to give you 5 different categories, because what you're going to do is you're going to go to the people who have commented on this post. You're going to identify them in one of 5 different categories. Now, again, you can choose whichever categories you want to add if you want to add new things to this, but these are the categories that I suggest. The first is current clients. So if there are current clients commenting on your post, that's great because that means it's telling the algorithm, show our stuff to more people like this. Sometimes I hear my clients saying like, "Oh, well, the only people who commented are my current clients." And I'm like, "Don't be mad about that. Like, be awesome. That's awesome. We want your current clients to stay engaged." The next is potential clients for obvious reasons. The next is power partners, which we talked a lot about yesterday. So that could be referral partners, JV partners, people that serve a similar audience to you. The next is speaking decision makers. And so this is like if you're looking to do more live trainings like this, and there are people who are bringing people onto their live trainings, it could be podcast hosts, it could be like at Social Media Marketing World, Filmer Sean is a great friend of mine, and he helps to set who's going to speak at Social Media Marketing World. He also recommended me for NAM. So having that relationship with Phil as a real human, not because I'm trying to get something out of him, but as like a real human, that's where this kind of stuff starts to happen. So speaking decision makers. And then the final category is your friends and family. Sometimes we forget that we actually have friends and family on these social media platforms. And then I know you told me not to screen share, so I'll just explain. I'll say this. If you want me to screen share and show it, I'll show it. But you
Yeah,
can
feel
actually
free.
is it okay if I do that?
Yeah, feel free. The only reason I said let's try not to screen share is because if we go into workflows, then it's going to turn into like a little module,
Totally.
and then we could
And then it
do
gets
yeah.
okay. Totally. So there's two different ways that we actually categorize people. So I'm going to pull up the post. This is not a Brussels sprouts post, right? But the Brussels sprouts post will surprise you. We had Will Reynolds, who I mentioned on the first day. He did a post like this. I think it was him. It may have been Julie Nemitz, actually, one of our members who's in the Broadway kind of community. They did that Brussels sprouts post when they first joined our program. And there was another Broadway producer who commented on the post and they were like, "Oh my gosh, I haven't talked to that really high level person in forever. They never engage on my business focused stuff, but now I post Brussels sprouts yes or no and they engage. What the heck?" So it's a really good way to just reconnect with those people. What you're going to do once people have commented, you're going to go through and you're going to categorize people, right? So if I go to Hope, Hope has actually been in our programs in the past. I don't know if I've done my job with this, so we'll see. And when I hover over her name, this is with no third party tool. This is just regular Facebook. Most people don't know this exists. I hover over her name, I go down to friends, I click on it, and now I can edit this friend list. I click right here, and I have used these friends lists since I got married in 2010. So you can see I have my entire wedding categorized in friends lists. So most of our clients don't have that many categories. We only have those main 5 categories. But here I can add her to my Elevate list. So Hope, if you're watching, I'm adding you to the Elevate list. That means that I have her on a list of people who are potentially a good fit to move up into other programs. That's all I have to do. If I feel that she fits in any other category, I can put her there and then I go away. Now I've started to make these private lists behind the scenes where if I go to regular Facebook and I click on friends and I go down to my custom lists, all of my custom lists are organized. So here I have my whole list organized behind the scenes. Nobody knows who's on this list except now you guys are all seeing it.
And this is a group Facebook group track,
Nope. It's
or
straight
is it?
Facebook. It's
Oh
just, or
wow,
you don't even need a third
okay.
party tool for it.
Very cool.
So that's the first step. And then the next step would be if you're using group track, which is, we shared yesterday, if you go to molly.live/awesome, you'll actually get our pipelines in group track. And that connects with, oh, there's Allie. Yeah, Allie Bloyd. Woo woo. So if I wanted to check with, let's just use Allie as an example, right? So I can click on this little hero icon. I'm going to zoom in. This is actually group track. And if I zoom in here, you'll see, let me do this one more time. I'm going to zoom in and you'll see this little icon. So this is because I have that third party extension attached. Do you see over on the right over here, this now, if I hover over Allie's name, it's going to go bloop and it pops up her name and her information, right? And then I should have Allie marked as she's not in my sales pipeline. So I have her in my community pipeline and she's marked as a power partner. That means everyone
Very
on my team knows Allie is a power partner of mine. So we're not going to they're not going to try and sell her into anything. If she wants to join one of our programs, it's going to be a conversation she and I have.
very
And
cool.
her information is transferred to high level.
Very cool. That's pretty awesome.
It's pretty dope.
Um,
And then, oh
And
my gosh, the two other steps are you talk to human beings. So you reply to the comments and you reach out and talk to them. That's the main thing.
I love it. So yeah, there are your notes for Brussels sprouts comments.
It was a little more in-depth question, answer, which is why I kept forgetting to come back to it. And then that is an awareness playground. You can go to those people and say, hey, I'm doing are you interested in bringing in more leads? I'm doing a free masterclass on it. Do you want access? And then you put them through everything that we created yesterday.
Yeah. And then I also did some homework. So whenever you get a chance, I would love for you to grade my homework on my Facebook profile. And I tagged you in it. That's pretty funny. But either way, so let's go with question number one. Yazim Saidan is asking. Okay, let's see, 11:23. All right, we're gonna rapid fire. Quick hour, quick hour.
Okay. I like it.
1 minute answers, 1 minute answers. All
Okay.
right. And no double answers because we'll just waste more time. Three of us basically talking. Okay, cool. First question. How do you adjust the MC funnel to a 5-day challenge?
Okay. I saw
Would we
this one.
would we only change the workflow or other parts too? Also, any specific uh things for challenges?
Yes. So we do so much with challenges and we'll change the name sometimes to like a kickstart or different things like that. What you would actually need to do is add another workflow because, and I didn't give you this workflow, but the other workflow would include what you're going to be doing with the emails that go out every day of the challenge. We have a whole other thing where we have like all of the other steps that we give out text messages and emails that go out twice a day. When we do a challenge, we send out 2 emails a day and we do a separate homework post. So everything is based on the fact that we're actually giving assignments and then they're doing homework. So it's a whole other workflow that's like inserted right in the middle between the momentum buildup that we gave you and the follow-up.
Love it. Okay, cool. Lisa Cohen, question. I'm doing the high level 30-day trial and it automatically set me up as an agency. Parentheses, I'm not an agency. Which type of high level account do I need to do things Molly has been showing? And if I want to get Social Star CRM, is the $97 level enough or do I need an agency account? If so, parentheses, 297 or 497. Do you want to answer that? Do you know Lisa Cohen or is that someone you don't know?
I know Lisa's in
Okay.
our community. So
Okay.
I can answer that. And I
Okay,
saw
cool.
this
Yeah.
question come through, which is I saw a question on this in one of the things yesterday also. So like Paulson said earlier, you can adjust this. Excuse me. You can adjust your membership. I actually think it's a good idea for everybody to try the 297 version. If you can get access to that for 30 days and then adjust it if you realize you don't want that. This was really big for me yesterday, Paulson, because I didn't even know the difference because I just bought the 497 version and I was like, whatever, I'm going all in. And I didn't even know the difference until yesterday. So I'm super glad we did this. So for those of you that are like high level pros, I have no ego around not knowing this. So we're all learning, right? There's so much that we're learning all the time. With the 297 option, though, you can create different sub accounts. And depending on what you're building, you may want to create segmented sub accounts for different purposes, correct? Would you say that's true?
Yep. Yep.
And
Yep.
so that's a big benefit that you get with the 297 compared to the 97 version. The 97 version will be just like as if you signed up for one
Yeah.
ClickFunnels, MailChimp, close, whatever. It's all those
Yeah.
different versions. Can you maybe explain any other differences that come
Yeah,
with 97 and
the
297?
best way to look at high level plans is all high level plans have the same features. It's ultimately not any different. It's all the same. The $97 account essentially is suitable for like a small business owner that just wants one location. They don't need too many locations. They're not building like a big like they're not building a service provider within their own industry unless you go franchise mode or whatever. In that scenario, you want to use something like the 297, which is more of a marketer's account. It's where you're serving customers and things like that. The 497 essentially is the same again, all across the board, except 497 comes with SaaS oriented features. Because in the SaaS world, the most complex thing is billing and rebilling and pausing and finances. So the additional features you see in the SaaS plan is all finance related features and
And
billing.
I know that some people in my community may not even know what SaaS is. So
Correct.
SaaS is software as a service. So what happens when you unlock the 497 option is that you actually have the ability to rebill people for certain things. So you can
Yeah.
rebill based on like text messaging or emails. You can add on all these different features. And where this becomes really cool for someone who has a business like I do, where we have memberships or courses or masterminds or coaching programs, is that if you build out something like this, so in our program, we give them our version of high level called Star Funnels. We give them that as a bonus. If they graduate from the program and they realize, they don't need the coaching support anymore, we then can charge them for the software tool, the SaaS offer, and that it encourages people to stay in your program longer. It also encourages people to continue paying you because now they've built all this stuff out and you are the owner of this SaaS tool. But you don't need to know coding. You don't need to know any of that stuff. You just need to know how to push the buttons to put it together.
Yeah, it very much functions like an operating system. So you want to look at it as like a Salesforce that people build white label stuff on and go to NASDAQ with. So it's really like functioning like a software company. You don't need it. Even the 297, you can function as a software company as well, but a lot of the things and integrations and all that has to be manually done. So you have to be pretty advanced to do it that way. But anyways, next question.
Well, and then she had asked about group track too, which if you have any questions about the group track stuff, like you can totally message me on Facebook. I can give you more information about that. The big difference is between those plans is that if you want all the automations, which I didn't really show you the in depth, all the automations, all of the automations comes with a highest level plan. Otherwise, you can use the lower level plans for the connections and all of that. It's just if you want the automations, you have to have the higher level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next question here. Okay, Charles asking, how do you set up the prompts in the Chats Plus version? So Gerald, if you can maybe re-ask that question with more context or details, we'll come back to that.
Like, was that
Uh,
for Chat GPT or what?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't.
add more context. Good.
Yeah. Chris Hernandez is asking, live question, can we now use our personal Facebook account like a business account?
Yes, this is a huge, big change. And Facebook is actually encouraging us to use our pages, our personal profiles as business accounts. This did not used to be the case, but now you can actually turn your profile into a professional mode. You can do ads. There's all kinds of stuff you can do from your profile now. It's really cool.
That is cool. And they go back and forth on this, so
I
don't
know.
overdo it. They don't overdo it. Like your cover photos should be like a realistic
Well,
photo.
and so that's like also what's allowed and what is a good idea. If you turn it into a like only pitching business thing, no one's going to want to connect with you and it's not going to work. So don't be a
Yeah.
salesy weirdo.
Yeah. You need Brussels sprouts in your feed. Um, okay. Let's see. Jerry Hamilton's asking, how do we enter the raffle or the giveaway?
Okay, great. So the way, and this is actually, we do this, I didn't show this in depth yesterday, but we do this as a part of our giveaway, sorry, as a part of the pop-up challenge as well. So when we do giveaways inside our groups, they work the same way. What I usually do is I'll have people ask questions. For this one, I didn't have you ask questions. I had you actually share your best takeaway. So is it okay if I screen share again and show something really
Yeah,
cool?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Feel free to screen share. I was just,
I know, I know.
putting some guardrails up so we don't go down the lane of teaching.
So check this post out. This is so good. And literally, like, this is what I went to sleep reading. I was so grateful for all of your feedback. This is a public post on my personal profile. And I said, what are your best takeaways so far? And I said, anyone who comments below with their best takeaway is going to get access to the chance to be entered to win. So at the end of this Q&A today, I'm going to have AI actually go through this and pick the best winner. What's also wild to me about this is when you show up and you really give value and you support, things like this happen. 16 shares on this post also. You guys are the best. So that's just, I mean, so awesome, right? And 80 likes. Like, this is a great post. And not only is this social proof because people now can see David Prescott, by the way, your comments made me laugh so hard. I loved all of them. So thank you. Sparkle Pants Mahoney, thank you. This is, I'm going to get a shirt that just says Sparkle Pants Mahoney. So all of these comments are things that now are social proof. I can use them kind of as testimonials, all of this here. And what I'm going to do, this is like the secret trick for what I do with this. I expand all of these comments. I also want to make sure I expand anywhere that says see more like this. And then suddenly you see more, right? So I'm going to expand all of these. Amazing. Awesome. You guys, I'm so grateful for this feedback. So I expand all of these, takes a couple seconds when I'm using my non-dominant hand. Okay, I'm going to keep expanding them. There's a reason that I'm going through and expanding all of them, right? So you see that little see more. I'm going to go down to the bottom. I'm going to keep expanding all of this. Also, remember, this is feeding the algorithm. So now we're more likely to see each other's posts because it's telling the algorithm that we're connected. You could do this anywhere. I prefer to do it on my personal profile, but you could do this on your business page. You could do it on Instagram. This is the party bus idea. We're sending people to this party for this party bus, right? And then rather than spending Facebook ads on this post, I'm doing a giveaway and I'm spending my time by giving away an hour-long call. So I continue to load these up. Oh, this one got hidden somehow, which I thought was wild, but somehow this is not working for them. So I'm going to connect you with the team. Don't worry, I got you, friend. I didn't hide it though. It like got hidden automatically, which I thought was
It
wild.
might
So
be because the context in that comment could be finance related. So that could be a native.
yeah. Oh, maybe look at this.
Um,
Truly,
oh,
truly
well,
enjoyed.
that one's weird. I don't know why
Facebook's
that's.
crazy. Okay, so unhide things like that. Then you're gonna go, this is really cool. Okay. You're gonna, and I have been doing this since like 2013. You're gonna go down to the bottom and you're gonna scroll. You hold the cursor down and you're gonna scroll all, don't go too high or too fast. Ah, my gosh. Okay. You're gonna scroll all the way up. Now, what I used to do before AI, what I would do is I would take all these comments and before group track, because with group track, I actually am going to be able to also run an automation that tags all y'all in my pipeline, which is dope. Then I'm going to come into a spreadsheet. So this is the old school way of doing this, sheets.new. Do you know that trick? I love that trick. And then I'm going to hit Command V. Watch what happens when I paste this here. It looks kind of like a hot mess, but now I'm saving. I don't trust the Book of Faces. I love it, but I don't trust it. So now I've saved all of this information here. But this is really messy, right? Really messy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into ChatGPT. I'm going to go right here and I'm going to say, please put these comments in a table with the headers, name, and comment. And I'm going to add category. Category. And then I'm going to say, make the categories apply to content pillars I could create content around. Have you ever done anything like this, Paulson?
I have now.
Okay, so what it's going to do is it's going to grab all of those comments and then it's going to actually segment them. So I know you asked how to enter. That's how you enter is you go to that post that I put in the chat. But now this is even better because no, ChatGPT said something went wrong. We're going to let it I should have said take a break and then that's okay. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to keep playing with it and show you the magic after the next question.
Sounds good. But idea is to just reformalize it or redo the format with ChatGPT.
And the idea then is here, after it's done this, what's going to happen is I will have all of this data to be able to use to create new content, which is like serious. Okay, it's working. So it was shy. It was shy. It needed some privacy. Okay, so look, it's bringing in these comments and it's giving me categories for my posting to know what you guys are resonating with.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
Right? Oh my gosh, it is having
Yeah.
a bit of a problem.
Yeah, I would be like, okay, generate a new video based on these comments.
Exactly.
That's
Look at
pretty
that.
cool. Oh, so maybe this follows into the next question. Jarl's asking, how and where do I tell AI if you want a different language?
Oh, so I did this on stage live at NAM just to see what would happen. So you can actually just say, please write in French or,
Oh, very cool.
but I think you can also set it in your settings on ChatGPT to make it default to a different language. But if you want it to
Okay.
translate, it will just translate for you.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to 1 minute answers. Let's
Okay.
get to Lee Andrew. Lee is asking about scheduling social media content in GHL. I've heard conflicting info about scheduling content on various platforms that it affects the algorithm because it's not organic. I would love to hear your thoughts on this.
Ooh, this is one of my favorite questions because it is malarkey. So here's the thing. There's actually three different ways to look at this. I'll say it very quickly. The first is, are you actually even going to post content if you don't schedule it? Because if you don't post any content, it's definitely not going to get more reach. That's the first question to ask yourself. The second question is, have you tested it? So test it. See if I schedule this content, does it perform worse than if I post it live? And I would like legitimately test it. Okay. And then the third is talk to people who are scheduling content and see how the content does. Now, I can tell you, and this is a big, could be a thing, but I'm not going to show you. I can tell you there have been posts that I just have rescheduled to go out again and again and again. Like there's a post of my mom and I holding, there's this sign on the wall over there that says Glam Office because one of our mastermind program was called Glam, Go Live and Monetize. And my mom gave me this sign and we're holding this in the kitchen and it just says like, thanks mom, like my mom is the best, whatever. She gave me this sign and it posts every 3 months. That post still gets awesome engagement every time. I have another one about how I was featured in Inc. magazine. The same exact post has posted again and again and again. It gets engagement. So I think definitely schedule your posts.
I can tell you if you do organic posting, your paid ads will work a little better in all platforms. And that's just like a secret hack in
But do you
general.
think, does it matter if they're scheduled or native? Do you know?
I don't think it does. I think it's about the volume of what you're posting and relevancy of the content itself. It's not necessarily whether you used a certain tool or not.
Yeah.
Um, I, yeah,
The only caveat I would give you is that this week Facebook announced that they're going to be depreciating the API inside groups. So
yeah, I saw that because we were worried about Restream not being able to use. But I think what's happening is like Amazon purchased Twitch and the world of streamers are evolving. And I think Facebook is probably going to buy something like a kick.com or something like that, where they're going to bring
oh,
in, or a Zoom, and they're going to bring in native streaming.
because their
It
native
has, I think it
streaming
has
is
a,
not great right now.
yeah.
So I was actually talking to Rachel Miller about it this morning, and she said that before the group's API was opened, you could still stream in a group through your personal profile using the personal profile API, which I thought that was interesting because we can go on a tangent. But know that I'll solve that problem for you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay. So Molly Fox is asking, hey Molly, so if we're already if we already have an account with another agency, how do we get access to these amazing bonuses? Is it better to get connected to the to high level direct over another agency? And I can tell you, probably not. Go with your agency, let them know, hey, I watched a workshop with high level. I've got the snapshot links. Can you help me install it? And more than likely, they're going to be pretty collaborative. And if you come directly to high level, it's cool, but you're not going to get the same support as a mentor or a consultant or an affiliate or a power player that's already with you and working with you.
I also just think everyone should pause and listen to that answer because the team at high level, including Paulson, is so awesome because they could say, "Ooh, yeah, leave your agency and just use high level direct because
Yeah.
high level technically makes more money off of you buying it through high level." But they don't do that because they care about the agency owners. So I just think like the integrity of this company is so awesome. So take
Yeah.
that as a little side note.
Yeah, and I think even more, even on top of that, like I think most people don't know how our revenue structure is built.
And they're
And
confused as to how you make everything so awesome.
yeah, which I'm not going to get into, but
Yeah.
we're built on something called blade revenue, which is basically all the usage of Twilio, Stripe, and all these things is where our actual revenue is versus like agencies or marketers or consultants paying us the subscription. Well, that's great. That's not really the main focus of growing the company. We want to function like an AWS or a Salesforce or an operating system. So our key world of growing is getting usage inside the platform. So agencies, marketers, affiliates, Power Plus. We partner up with, they bring the volume, we support them, and then they build ecosystems and brands around it. All right, getting off my soapbox.
And it's amazing because it means then we get better results because they're helping us to use the
Correct.
platform to get better results. It's so
Yeah,
good.
for sure. Okay, so Mark is asking, question from a newbie. I love all my newbies. Okay, how many minutes would it take an experienced person to rebuild a snapshot in a step-by-step basis to a new client slash subsite? I guess what he means is sublocation. Okay, just wondering.
This is a really good thing that I should do as a test to see how quickly I can do it with my hand in a cast because that will give like so the thing is that, and I haven't added this into that checklist, but I am going to add this into that checklist because I think this would be really awesome. And I don't know if Jane Slack Smith is here right now, but I know she was asking me about this yesterday. If I had a transcript of the video because she wanted to find one specific moment. But so there's a few things that you need to update. Like you need to update the date, you need to update the user, you need to update your signature. And here's two different versions of how you duplicate this. The first is it's going to take a little more time to actually rewrite all of those emails, but you're only going to need to do that once. We do the same structure every single month. So I don't have to rewrite all of my emails every single month. I'm bringing people into a similar masterclass with a change of the hook or a few extra, tips and things that we make the masterclass a little bit different, but I don't need to do that every single time. The initial setup may take you a couple hours depending on your speed, because if you want to really create good content, you should put time into those emails to customize them for you. If you didn't have this, it would take you like 100 hours.
It'll take you a couple of months sometimes if you,
Yeah, I mean, it would
especially,
literally.
yeah, like I'm not a techie. I will break things and I wouldn't even realize I broke something. But yeah, either way, it's different
And then
learning.
once you've set it up the first time for a client, the cool thing is that in order to set it up for the second masterclass, you really only need to go in and change like the date and the tags.
Because of snapshots.
Exactly.
You just reload the same snapshot, the IP that you build into a new sub account, new location, so you
And
don't
you
ever build from scratch.
totally.
Yeah. Do you
So
want to
I
add
don't know
things
an
to that?
exact answer for that. And it's going to be different for everybody and how complex you make the actual work. Like you can, if you don't use a text messaging, that's going to take you less time.
Yeah.
And it really is choreography. The way that I view these things, I know yesterday was like fire hose of information. I decided I'm just going to give you all of this and then I'll help you in the future, right? Because I know there's going to be things that come up as you move through it. There's, like I said, there's nuance to it and there's a lot that goes into it. But once you build the machine, you've got the choreography down. Like, what does it take to learn? I did 42nd Street, the musical. It took us like weeks to learn all the choreography, but now I could do 42nd Street in my sleep as long as I may die because I don't have that stamina. But
Love it. Okay, moving into the next question. Mauricio is asking, may I use my administrator account of high level to do the things Molly has been showing? Yes. Even if you don't have an administrative right, whoever owns the account, you can ask them to set it up for you or ask them for limited access so you can just play with the snapshot and check things out. For sure, yeah. Um, Going into Mark's next question, which is important. He said, "Did you sing yet today, Molly?"
I did not sing yet today. Is
So
that Mark
then,
Rest?
so
Which
so
Mark
I
is that?
think
Which Mark is that?
Mark Mark Rotterkus, yeah, or
Okay.
yeah.
I don't know. Let's take song requests. A song request in the chat. I did not sing yet. Rick
Okay.
upgraded. So cool, Rick. You're gonna love the way that you can play with all of this. I'm
Okay,
taking song
awesome.
requests.
All right, let's see. We got somebody asking live question. It's a interpret's asking why membership products are different from payment products.
I would say that's not exactly about. Oh, well, I mean, I would say a membership. I don't really know, but I would say a membership is like something that's recurring and goes time after time after
Yeah.
time, and a product is just one thing. But I don't really know.
Yeah, so there's two, three schools of thoughts. You can think of membership as if like you have a community of people, maybe around your course. That itself could be a membership or a subscription or whatever you build out. And then payment products are financial products. So it's on rebilling and things like that. They don't really connect. You can connect them if you want, if you're charging for something, but you may have to play with the features inside of high level to really understand. Like you can create a subscription billing off of a community. So there's a lot to it. You can use a invoice to prompt people to join a community as well as part of the billing. So like there's so many different complexities there that I would have a hard time answering unless I know specifics. Austin is asking, am I able to access the snapshot if I'm still on free trial? Yes. Sorry, Molly, I'm just answering these
No,
real
just answer
quick.
yes. No, that's because I see some really good ones coming in. So keep going. That's
Okay,
good too,
cool.
Austin. But
Awesome.
yeah.
Let's see. Can you share the link to enter the contest? Yes, it's in the comments. Okay, cool. Let's see.
I'll put it in there again too.
Um, all right, Andrew Phillips. All right, cool. Andrew's asking, I'm bringing on a podcast client. What would you suggest ways to adapt your program for podcast clients?
Wait, say that again. What would you suggest? What?
Yeah, so Andrew Phillips
Ways
is
to
asking.
adapt this for podcast clients? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Dope. I love this question. So, first of all, I've not talked about this at all, but I created a completely AI podcast. It's all AI, like everything. I did the whole thing while I was on an airplane. I used ChatGPT 11 Labs, and it is awesome. It's all AI based on those questions. Just like I showed you, not scraped, I downloaded questions from Facebook and put it in there. Awesome. So, one of the things that I think is a huge problem with podcasts, because they're awesome, but a problem with podcasts is the same exact problem that we talked about with video. What you do in your podcast is not as important as what you do around your podcast. And for me, the thing that is tricky about podcasts, I've had 4 podcasts over time and then this new AI one. The thing that's the trickiest is that they're on this platform where there's no engagement. And they're on a platform that's split up. They're on Spotify or Apple or whatever. They're listening in different places. Now, it's a very intimate way that they're listening. They come there with the intent of consuming content. It's evergreen. So there's lots of awesome. Here's what I think is really cool. You tie this Facebook pop-up group as a party bus to your podcast. So you say, hey, and if you're listening, we do maybe you do like a monthly, you call it a challenge or you call it a, um, sorry, we have a monthly party where you come into our group, you come over here, go to molly.live/party. I made that link up. I don't know where it goes, but you go to molly.live/party and go to our monthly community, party that we have, our monthly masterclass, our monthly training. Then you get everybody from that podcast onto Facebook. You get their email address. You can get their phone number because they're joining the Facebook group. You don't even need to go as far as to have them actually opt in unless you really want to make sure that you're tracking. You could just have them join the Facebook group and all of it connect to high level. And now those people, now you're going to be more likely to get them back to the podcast because you've used the party bus.
Love it. Let's go with Camilo Vargas. She's asking, what do you do with lost or abandoned leads?
Oh, great question. This is part of why we have the pipelines the way that we do. So in my sales pipeline, which I've not shown you my actual sales pipeline. So my actual sales pipeline is more like a Trello board. And at one point, my coach was like, why is this so granular? And I said, because I want to make sure we know exactly what's happening. So what happens in our sales pipeline is that when you buy something, we send you a message automatically through high level that says, hey, did you get access? This is after they buy. So this is not actually the sales pipeline. Sorry, this is after they buy. Did you get access? Then they wait there until you confirm that you got access. So if you bought something from us ever, or you opted in for something and you got a message that says, did you get access? If you don't reply to us, we're going to keep following up with you to make sure that you actually get into the thing. Right. And then you stay in that section. And Casey, who's amazing, someone called her, she called somebody 2 days ago and they were convinced that she was AI. And she kept laughing and they were like, that's an AI generated laugh. And she was like, no, that's my real laugh. So we have a real human being on our team who will also help you. We do have some AI back there, but a real human being that helps you. She makes sure you keep going through that pipeline. That's the whole point of the pipeline. So you can see where people are dropping off.
Awesome. Chris Hernandez is asking, can you explain the differences between the 297 and the 497? All the features are the same. The 497 comes with SaaS features, which are all billing oriented features. Anything you want to add to that, Molly?
Yeah, so basically, because I we kind of explained it earlier, but just I know when I first came in, to be very honest, I was so confused. I was like, what do these words even mean? I do not understand how this works. So I'm actually, can I show the behind the scenes on this? Would that be okay?
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea. I didn't think
Okay.
about that.
So when you have the 497 version, you get this. So this is a pricing, and the really cool thing is that this changed recently because you used to only have two options, but now you can have, is it unlimited options that you can have, or how many can you have? Do you know
With respect to what?
how many different SaaS plans you can have?
Oh, I think it's unlimited now. It
Okay.
used to be three or four, or maybe five or six. But I
Okay.
think you can make as many subscriptions as you want, I think.
I think it's unlimited now. So
Yeah.
our members who come into our coaching program, they get access to our version of high level, which is called Star Funnels. And we built an AI tool that we have built into our high level account. So you can actually take things and iframe them inside as well, which is amazing. You can do that on the 297 also, right? I believe.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all the features are the same. This is the thing that's different. You can decide what features they get. So our members pay $1 and then we give them $1 of credit every month. So technically it's free. This took us like 6 months to figure out how to do it this way because I didn't have Andy and Nuno. But what this does, when they pay $1 for this, it activates their account so we can rebill them for things like text messages also. And you can decide if you have, let's say you have a client, like you're a marketing agency and you're going to pay for their text messages, you don't have to rebill them. You can decide whether or not you do that.
Yeah.
And then all of these little features, you can decide if you want to turn them on or off for your clients. So I won't
Question
go into what.
question for you, Molly. So
Yeah,
your monthly charge for your subscription is $1 for high level, or is that because you have this as an offer combined
only
with other
because they're
things?
paying us a lot more for coaching.
Got
So
it. So
we
you can
have,
create hybrid offers like that.
yeah, so this is if they pay us for our sales stars coaching program, which is a really in-depth coaching program. We have 5 calls they can jump on any day of the week. It's
Mhm.
like it's
Yeah.
really awesome, but they get this as a bonus.
Got
So
it. So that's
now,
why it says members only.
exactly. And so this
Gotcha.
is a hidden link that not everybody can get to. We
Got
have other versions. So like we've added in for our members, they have to pay for group chat because we don't give that for free. We're
yeah.
actually going to be adding in a $97 option as well. And so we can change these and make this whatever we want. So like you can see, we have one that adds just once a week coaching. You can customize it however you want on the back end.
Yeah. So just real quick, some of you that are watching and this is the first time you saw that, it's okay if you're a little nauseated. Let me explain. You can take native high level, 600 features, grab maybe 20 or one or 10 or five or 40, however many of the features you like, and create your own subscription plans. Name a price, go to the market and function and act like a software company and keep 100% of the revenue. Unlimited.
Okay, that is the craziest part of the whole entire thing. So the tool is amazing. You can get the tool for $97. You can get the tool for $297. They don't charge you per user. The thing that actually will cost you is time and support. So they don't, when you have a 497 plan, you are providing tech support, but you're not paying for anyone who is buying this through you.
Yeah, which opens up a new business model altogether. Because the other option you have is to go put together a development team in somewhere and get an investor to come invest and go to the market without even knowing if the products are actually proven. So like, there you can function essentially like an MSP like in the IT industry if you're advanced. So like that's exactly the business model we built for marketers. All right, cool. Anyways, hopefully that gives you some ideas of why people get excited about high level. I think it's important, you know?
And that's where the difference in the SaaS features are. So I would say like you can test all this out on the 97 for yourself. On the 297, you can build out what you want to sell. And then when you're ready, like jump to the 497 and start selling it, right? Or you could start selling it right now just as it is because
Yeah,
there's like templates for everything.
yeah, you can sell it at the 297 level as well, but you just have to handle all the manual billing yourself. Like it doesn't hurt our feelings if you go sold and kept money, like that's yours. But you're not going to be able to scale easy when you get to hundreds and hundreds of clients. Like your billing and all that gets really complex. Users, somebody will lose their password, and somebody want to pause because they went on vacation. There's a lot of account management complexities that kick in when you scale with high volume of users, because these are all typically SaaS is low ticket pricing, right? So you,
And the
anyways,
other thing, like one other really quick thing on this is that what we decided we needed to do, because I have a full, I mean, we have 75 or 80 people in our coaching program. We have, like 20 or 30 people in our higher level mastermind, and we have 500 in our membership, which is our like content club membership. That's a lot that we were already dealing with. So to add a SaaS tool in there, at first I was like, this is gonna be so easy. And then I was like, wait a minute. Like if you launch any new program, it's a lot, right? So for me, because I already had so much going, that's why I've brought on specific, like Andy and Nuno are on my team helping. I use HL Pro Tools, and I know there's some other really great
yeah,
third-party tools that will offer support for you. So you don't have to be the only one offering support.
yeah.
There's all the community is so amazing. So
Yeah.
just
And then
know
also, sorry, I didn't mean to cut
that's
you off.
okay.
Also, we launched our certifications program at high
Oh
level.
yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah, like literally like 4 weeks ago. And so now, even if you don't want to go with like a big third party company, you can go with freelancers that are certified, which is like amazing because now you have flexibility with them. They're not like a big cruise liner trying to move and change direction. They're like a canoe that can work with you very easily, in my opinion, you know? Anyways, I
Okay, can
can't.
I actually? There's some questions that have come through in this chat that I'm seeing, and I would really love to
Yes,
answer them. Is that
yes,
okay? Okay, so
absolutely.
there was a great question that came in about plugins on ChatGPT. Someone
Okay.
said they were depreciated. They're not, and I shared this already, but I just want to make sure everybody sees it because the person who wrote this in the chat, they're right. But I did a video on it the first day to make sure that you guys got this answer. So if you
Mhm.
go to my Instagram, I'm going to show you where this is because I walked you through how to do it, and you can just watch just this answer. So on my Instagram, you'll see how to install plugins on ChatGPT, this right here. I walk you through because someone said it was depreciated. What I did was I had my husband buy a new ChatGPT account so that I made sure I got you the real answer. They're just in beta, so you have to turn them on. Go to my Instagram, The Prepared Performer, find that video. It'll walk you through how to do it. Really
Awesome.
important.
Cool. Roger's asking, hey Roger, how's it going? He's asking, yesterday you touched on the UTM parameters. Can you explain that more and show us a field on a form with it by chance?
Yes, say it
Uh,
one more time. And because I was reading and I shouldn't have been.
it's okay. So he's asking, yesterday you touched on the UTM parameters.
Yep.
Can you explain that more and show
Yes.
us a field on a form with it?
Okay.
Uh,
So I don't actually have this on any of the forms that I gave you guys in here. Um, but I think I can do it. I think I can do it. And Paulson, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if Andy and Nuno are here, but I'm pretty sure I can do it. And this is going to be like a
okay,
test of my ninja skills.
let's do
So
it. Rapid fire.
we're gonna see Molly learning out loud because I'm pretty positive I know how. Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. And we're going to be really clear again for everybody to understand why this is even important. So every link that I share, when it's on my own pages, I'm going to go to my application just to show you. I have this little question mark. And then mine, these are tracking codes that we use specifically, EL equals biz app. What this does is it tells the tracking software that I use on here, hey, this person filled this out from this link. If I send this link via email, I add e-biz app, and that tells me that they clicked on it from an email. If I send it from Facebook, I add FB-biz app, and then it tells me they clicked on it from Facebook. So if you've ever seen any of my posts and you see like, why is she sharing molly.live/FB AIG, but then she's also sharing molly.live/IG AIG. It's because I track all of this. You can do it with like Google Analytics or you can do it with different tracking codes. Okay. So that's a little more advanced. But also, this is where affiliate tracking comes in a lot of cases. They'll put like the AF, it'll be like AF equals blah, 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 whatever, right? And then the affiliate code goes behind that. So what they're saying is that in here, you can actually, and I believe this is the right way. And again, correct me if I'm wrong. In here, when you're doing the form, what it's called is passing. It's passing the information from one place to the next link. So let me show you. And again, this is super ninja, so thank you for this question. In this form, this is the registration form, right? So I'm going to go to this one, which I'm going to delete after this so I don't accidentally add it to the snapshot. This registration form, when people fill in their first name, this query key over here is the custom value. So this custom value is first name. Do you see this right here? The query key creates a custom value. So this is important. So watch this. I'm just going to copy it just to show you. Then I'm going to use Andy and Nuno's favorite trick where I come up here, I right click and I duplicate this. So I'm not going to lose that page. Now I'm going to go back into my settings. So I'm going back in the settings. This is a longer answer, but it's a really good question. I'm going to go back all the way to the beginning. I'm going to go into my settings, into the very bottom down here. I go to settings and I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to go to custom values. Remember, the custom values are the, oh, shoot, it's actually going to save it as a custom field. I lied. Custom field, because that's where they're entering in their information, I believe. We're going to look and see. So it should be this unique key, right, is going to be this guy. Nope. So maybe it is a custom value. Maybe I was right first. Nope. Shoot. Where does that go? Do you know, Paulson?
Mm,
Hmm. Hmm.
do you have a
So
filter on? Do you have a filter on by
I don't know,
chance?
but this says contact first name here. So we may need to actually make an edit on that so that it's populating in the right place.
Or you can add a new field just in case that's for something else.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll check on that. But basically, when we get there, and again, I have team members that do this part, so this is me thinking I can answer your questions. But when we get this contact name right here, when we have the contact first name, what's going to happen is, and I'm sure someone actually knows how to answer that piece, so let us know if you know how to answer that. But what happens is when I go back to this guy, after this form is filled out, I want to choose the next step for them, like where they're going to go after this. And so we do that inside the funnel, right? So we're inside the funnel here, and inside this funnel where the form is, when we edit this and we set the pop-up there, stay with me. Remember, we put this form into this pop-up. And then yesterday we talked about like, what's the next thing that's going to happen for them? Where are they going to go next? Redirect action. So I clicked inside this little guy right here. That's bringing up the redirect action. Do you see how it says go to website URL? Remember we set this up yesterday? I can also set up, if I actually put a page that I want to use that custom field on. Are we too detailed, or am I okay if I actually show how to do this?
No, I think it's fine.
Okay.
Let's finish it
Okay.
up.
So I'm going to actually I'm going to create a new page. Watch this, because this is actually super, super crazy ninja. And I think I'm going to do it right. I'm going to create a brand new page in here. Or actually, let's just go to this guy. Let's say on this thank you page, which is where it's going to go next, that I want to edit this and I want to add in a custom field here. So I could say, congratulations, contact first name. And it's going to pull the contact's first name into this page.
Yep.
This custom field can have the contact's first name. Now, the way that I would add this at the end as a UTM code, and again, this is like a little above what I usually do because I have team members that help with this, but the way that I would add that to the UTM code or whatever code you're using is at the end of the URL. So if we look at here, at the end of the URL, I could add this guy. And this may not be exactly right, but this is like the general idea. I could add that custom value to the end. Again, it may be a little different than this, and I'll talk to Andy and Nuno and make sure I get an actual video on this, and I'll put it in the little bonus section. But that way you can pass that information through because it'll pull the contact information in there. Does that make sense?
I think it does.
Again, that's
Regardless,
way
we'll
advanced, and I can
yeah.
make a training video on that when I make sure that I'm doing
Yeah.
it right.
All right, cool. So let's go with the next question. Chris Hernandez is asking, I tried to add my personal Facebook account to GHL and it only allowed me to connect my business account. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's why we have a third-party integrator like
Group track
Track.
or one of the other third party integrators. So let me be clear about that though. It's because the Facebook API does not allow you to do that as an integration.
Yeah.
What's happening with tools like Group Track is that they're actually an extension that is going on top of your Facebook account. So some people will say, "Oh, Group Track's not allowed because you're not allowed to integrate with a profile." Group Track's not actually integrating with your profile. It's basically like the way that I describe it is it's like you have post-it notes on top of your screen. So it's literally like having a VA sit on your computer. I use an extension called Caffeine that is really cool. Watch this extension. This is going to be meta because I'm going to share this same screen that we're looking at. Let me go to a different one. I have this extension called Caffeine. It's a little coffee cup. When you click on it, it fills it up, and then my computer will stay on. So my VA called Social Stars / Group Track can work for me. It's cool. But
Very
there's
cool.
no tool that integrates with your personal profile. And if it does, it's breaking the rules and you can get in trouble. So don't use it.
Yeah. Jarl's asking, how do you set up your own GPTs with the prompt? Maybe,
Oh,
maybe,
I can show that's actually, I know how to answer that. That was the question from
okay.
earlier that we didn't understand.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is, I'm going to be really quick with this. Like I have a super long training on this. If you want access to it, just message me. I'll tell you how to get it. But I'm going to give you the really down and dirty version of this. And we actually just created one for a client yesterday. Oh, shoot. I did it on her account. You know what? I created one this morning for a client. So this is Felicia's brand voice. It writes in the style of Felicia Cersei for inspiration. And now I can use this to write for our clients. And all I have to do is pull up that GPT. I'm going to go really fast, Paulson, because I know we got a lot of questions. You go to
Oh yeah.
Explore
Yeah, yeah.
GPTs on the left-hand side, you click Create, and then you tell it what you want it to do. So you can add files here. You can upload PDFs and things like that. You can, this is where you write the prompt. Over here is where you can actually say, I want to make magic tricks. And it will help you build it. So on this side, the create side is like a little assistant. The configure side is where you configure it. There's a lot of nuance to that, which we would need 2 more hours for.
Yes. Okay. Someone's asking, I don't have a credit card. Any other way to register? I would say jump into speakwith.us/success, which is our Zoom pods. You can talk to a live agent and see if there's any other payments you can do. And that sometimes comes up in certain international countries. Grima is asking, Grima Seth, do we need to change any workflow if we want to host a live workshop instead of recorded master classes in our pop-up group?
Okay, we didn't even get to that part because we didn't have time to go into that. I always do these live. I always do them live. I have done them and actually there was another question that I saw that really applies to this that we haven't answered. So this is a really, really good question. And the point of this workshop was to give you all the automations. There's like loads to talk about when it comes to how you deliver this. And as an additional question that goes with this question, someone had asked, why not just use the same pop-up group and send people to it? So I have done it both ways, and I will tell you it converts way better when you use a new one because of the Black Friday effect. So, on Black Friday, there's all of this momentum that builds up before the doors open. And then it's like, yeah, I get to buy things, right? That's what we're doing here. We're using this momentum to get people excited to be able to be let into the group, and it drives the interaction. If you
Yeah.
leave it open, it doesn't have the same effect.
Yeah. And I can tell you, so I launched a 5-day challenge within High Level, and I had my own pop-up Facebook group for the challengers. And one of the mistakes I made was I launched a beta, which was like, I don't know, 500 people. Cool, that's fine. But if I had done like the Black, Friday type of effect and just went full blown and just had like 5 or 10,000 people in there, that would have like drastically changed the SEO meta, the algorithm in that group. And so if I launch another one, I'm gonna probably load in like as many people as I can, so then I really prime it up. But just sharing from experience on that.
Well, and there's two things to keep in mind with it is that if you notice in those emails, we don't open the doors to the group until right before. We also, in ours, there's different ways to do it, but in mine, I usually keep commenting off because I only want them to see the ones that I'm giving them. If I'm doing a 5-day challenge, I'll let commenting happen, or I'll only let commenting happen behind or underneath a certain post. There's different ways that it'll set it up depending on your strategy, which I can help you set that up. The big thing is, and this is going to be an answer for Mark from earlier, once you let people into the group, if you go all out and you're like, join the group, here's the masterclass, yeah, it's live, you are going to miss out on the opportunity to instill buying beliefs, and you're going to miss out on my most favorite strategy, which I shared yesterday, which is Whitneying. So Whitneying is a real thing. And the way that this works is you encourage engagement, you build micro connections, just like Whitney Houston does in the song I Have Nothing. So when she sings, you see through, it makes you go like, what is she singing? Is that a voice of heaven that I hear? Right. And that's what happens when you do your intro post. It's like, hey, head on over there and introduce yourself. That's like, you see through. And then when you do the giveaway post, that's where you're like, I don't really need to look very much further, right? It's more gritty. It's like you have a chance to win something here. And then when you do the post that is like the actual live video. So again, to answer this question, we don't do it pre-recorded. You could pre-record it and then stream it, but it's a completely different feeling when it's live. You know, like right now we're watching this live. It's a totally different feeling. We're here as a community together, right? Give me a heart here on Zoom if you recognize that. When that live video happens, that's when you, don't make me close one more door, right? That's when you get to that chorus. But what's even cooler is when you're doing your masterclass, and we have like a whole strategy around this. When you're doing your masterclass, you're moving people closer to the key change, because you know that in that song, if you know I Have Nothing, when she gets to the don't make me close one more door, right? When you hear that key change, you're like, oh my gosh, Whitney Houston, take all my money. Then, and I'm almost done with this, but it's really important. After the masterclass, you'll notice there are emails, the follow-up emails. We didn't get into all the details, but there's an objection squisher. There's a case study. Those are exactly what Whitney Houston does when she's like, if I don't have you. That's like the objection squisher. And then she goes, you, right? That's like the case study. And then she says, if I don't have, this is expiring, right? She's like, this is ending. And then at the very end, she says, you. And that's when you're like, oh man, I missed out on the opportunity for those bonuses.
Yeah, it 1000% changes the experience for the folks that are attending. And I've tested non-lives and it's not the same. People know it's not live. I mean, we've even done automated webinars with like some really smart people that set it up for us as well. But it's still not the same experience as live. People want to see the quirkiness and the personality and like,
They live
they
for the
want to hear you talk.
mistakes.
Yeah,
They
they
live
want.
for me seeing that I may not actually know how to do those UTMs, but me trying anyway.
Okay, next question. Tracy is asking, so with the $97 account, will we be able to keep all of the setup given in this workshop? Yes. Karima is following up with another question. She's asking, can we use Zoom or should we use Facebook group to host workshops or the pop-up?
Really great question. So you can use Zoom like we're using right now. But what you may notice is when we're using Zoom, like the reason we're using Zoom is so that all of you can be on here and you can live stream to a group. The thing that's tricky is when you use Zoom, you don't get the chance to see the comments in the Zoom screen. You have to use a third-party tool to be able to see those comments. You also can't bring links or comments up on the screen. So I was on the team at Be Live for 5 years. I love the team at Be Live. Be Live is a really great option. And then also Restream is one that I really, really love. Ecamm is really cool. It's a little fancier. It only works on Macs. Those are my 3 favorites.
Yeah. Yeah, we switched from StreamYard to Restream.io literally like a month and a half ago, and it's been pretty solid. And
I love it.
Yeah, we stream to so many channels.
Yeah.
It's really cool. All right, cool. Let's see. Karen's asking, hey Karen, should we create a second profile if the one we have established is a non-professional persona? An example, family, friends slash non-promo stuff.
So Facebook actually released recently, I haven't played with it, but Facebook released recently the opportunity to add multiple profiles for one login, which I think is wild.
Wow.
I would never do it because I have built up like so much on my personal profile. So there's two options. You can add something like that. Just keep in mind, it may be, it's another thing to manage. And I don't want one more thing to manage. So there's no way I'm ever going to do that. But if you want to have that, you could. The other thing is, so I don't know if I've mentioned Dr. E, who's like my most favorite client ever. All of my clients are my favorite, but Dr. E is my favorite case study because we've done such amazing things for her and with her. She has a program called the New Method, and she's a doctor, a doctor of integrated medicine and a nurse practitioner. And so she sees 80 patients a day. And she was like, Mahoney, I am not adding all of this business stuff to my personal profile. And then she realized how much opportunity there was, even if she only posted something business related like once a month. So what we did is we went back and we hid all of the things that she didn't want to be seen by random people that she's connecting with for business. We like did a full deep dive clean of her profile. And now she uses it like once a month. She posts about business stuff on her personal profile. But she has 600,000 followers on TikTok. So we don't need it as like as much of a revenue driver. It's more for power partners.
Love it. Mary Mason's asking, how many emails do we send out in our sales funnel when the end goal is to buy your main offer?
Just use the snapshot.
Yeah, it's already set up in there. It's already set up in there. And I think that's a good starting point. Eventually, you're going to want to figure out your true customer journey and then map your automations around that. So remember that will come.
Humongously important. Like this is just like a template, right? But it's all of this comes down to two things: testing and feedback. So like you're going to test it, you're going to get feedback from two places: your people who are going through it, and work with some sort of outside mentor. I would never be able to do any of this if I hadn't had all of the amazing people I've worked with to build this business over the past 10 years.
Absolutely. I'm skipping over a couple of questions that we have addressed, or they're around links. If it's around links, you need to look at the other streamings from day 1 through 3, and all the links are there. And there's links in this one as well, and resources link and all of that. So let's see. Someone said, yeah, there's a lot of extra templates in the pro plan as well. That's a big deal. Cool. Let's see. Someone's asking that one we addressed. What is a ladder post?
Ooh, good question. So we have loads of different templates for ladder posts. I actually have in our programs, we have something we call a ladder post generator, which has all these different kinds. So I'll give you a couple of examples. The basic idea is that it's a post that you do in order to generate comments that are asking for something. So the reason it's called a ladder post is because they comment below, you reply, you send them a message. They comment below, you reply, you send them a message. So it's this like tick, 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 right? And this is something that, eventually the socials are going to get tired of these, but man, they still work really well. So I'm going to show you just a couple examples. If I go
Oh,
to my,
actually, Molly, can you go to my profile? You
oh yeah,
can
yeah,
grade,
because you did. Okay, really
you can
good.
grade
This
my
is a,
homework. She told us to do some homework, so I was like, you know what? I got to do something. This
okay,
I just posted like literally
okay.
a few minutes before we started today.
And I love, there's a couple of things I love about this. The first is I love that you don't have punctuation at the end of this sentence. And I love that you did not use a capital at the beginning of this sentence because it makes it look super organic, right? It doesn't look too businessy, which is awesome. Any actual humans on LinkedIn these days, also that ties into like values. That's funny. Let's connect and fight the robots together. So awesome. So now what this is doing, we also will call this a hand raising post. Okay, I didn't see it because I was on a call. I love it so much. So all of these people are posting either their LinkedIn profile link or they're just saying yes me. Some people are just saying yes me. So this is because he just said, is anybody there? Now, what's actually cool about this is this makes it look more organic because remember we said don't do a yes or no post unless it's Brussels sprouts. because the comments will all be like when we say everybody drop a 1, that's great because we get feedback from you, but we don't actually tell the algorithm that we're having a conversation. Facebook wants us to have conversations. This is a conversation because people are leaving longer, juicier comments here.
Yeah, and then in the ladders, different reactions have different edge scoring. Like hearts versus thumbs versus mad ones. Like there's coding and scoring behind all the SEO behind this. A
It's
mix
so
of
true. And
mix of comments versus links by itself is its own strength. So you'll see. Keep going. I don't want
no,
to
it's
stop you.
so true. Like we had a member, her name is Jerry Ann, and she was in our program. She had a grant from Facebook for her group. She had a group called Military Mama Networks, and Facebook actually did a Christmas commercial, a holiday commercial based on her Facebook group, which was
Insane.
amazing. And that was one thing she told us. And she said that if you like something, it's okay, but if you heart it, it's even a stronger
Yeah.
notification to the algorithm that this is
Another
actually a
Yeah,
different,
another thing
better
is like
juice.
there are defaulted responses like congratulations,
Oh,
and
like
that
the automated
those
responses. True.
they have different scoring as well. There's levels to this, y'all.
Okay, and I'm
All
just going
right.
to show you a couple other levels because that
Yeah,
would be what we call, we have different in our in sales stars, we have different names for these types of posts. So that would be either that would be more like an engagement post. It's a ladder post, but it's an engagement ladder post. It's like a hand raising post. Now, if people are on LinkedIn, they're probably business owners. That's going to be a good idea for Paulson as leads for high level, right? Let me show you some other really quick examples. If I go to my profile and I search want deets, you're going to see I use that as a call to action kind of often. Want the deets, right? And it's going to give me examples of when I've said want deets. So this is a good way for me to find this. So this is an example. Rachel Miller and I did a event together, a, a stream together inside my Facebook group. I explained what it was, want deets. This is how you would start to fill your masterclass. Now, there's lots of nuances to this. I have a bajillion of like different types of these. There's hooks in here. There's reasons that we write them a certain way where sometimes we'll have, sometimes they're shorter, sometimes they're really long. And a lot of times, let me show you my favorite one, actually. Watch this. Mm. The ones that get us the best results are actually like this. I don't know. Okay, this post is one of my top performing posts of all time. And if you want to see all of my top performing posts, you'll see in the resources we give you this. Now, to a lot of people, you may think, oh, this is way too long for anybody to actually read. That's not true. It's literally a blog post that I put as a social media post, and check it out. 1,200 comments on this. And it's leading to a free training. So this is like, I built all this stuff up. I've got a whole system behind this, but this is our main generator for posts like this. The other reason this did so well is because every time I go to Hawaii, I make sales.
Oh man, I miss Maui. You just remind
Oh,
me.
I know.
I need to
Yeah.
go back. Okay, next question. Hope Swinter, can we create graphics for social posts in bulk like we did the text portion for social?
I actually had that in my slides and I skipped it. Do you want me to
Okay.
share it? I can.
Maybe add a loom to the resources
Okay.
because unless you want to just
I I can do it like in the quickest.
okay, go for it, go
I
over.
won't go into like super detail. I have
Yeah.
training videos on this if you want them later, but let me just show you like the down and dirty
Yeah, if
version.
you can do a quick glance, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, so what you do is you go and download that spreadsheet that we created. You download the one-liners and then you're going to go up in here. You're just going to search for like if you want to do like quote cards, you just search quote cards inside Canva. And then I'm going to pull up this quote card. I'm going to customize this template. I probably wouldn't use this template, but let's just use it as an example. I'm going to duplicate it. So I'm going to create like three different versions of this. Let's say I make one that is this color. I make another one with a different color background. I make this one with a different color background. I'll make this. My branding is all in here, right? So like now I have these quote cards. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I would put my like website on it or whatever. I go down here in the app section. If you've never done this before, you're going to find something called bulk create. You click bulk create, you upload a CSV. I'm going to go into my downloads. I'm going to go to my buying beliefs. This is weird. I'm just pulling something I had on my computer. Buying beliefs are like trees rooted in reality, but the branches can reach far better than whatever. Okay, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go connect data. I'm going really fast. I connect this data. You can do this with multiple cells. Watch.
You're so creative. I don't do these. Like, I don't think like this. I have a hard
Oh wait, I
time.
forgot to connect it on all of them, so I messed it up also. Thank you. I'm glad that I am. But look, I only connected it on the first one. This one I would need to connect as well. So like here, I'm going to get 3 different colors. I'm even more creative than you realize. Connect all of them. If you do 3 different versions, it'll actually, if you put 3 rows in like different voices, that's what we usually do. Check it out. It's going to make all of these quote cards. Once you connect them all, it'll do it with all of them. And then you
Yeah.
just have to like adjust it, fix it a little bit.
I have a
Boom.
question. Can't you also build content inside of the high level thing, like with AI stuff, or is that through like a GP?
You can do AI generated images like we shared, but you can't,
But
I
it's
don't think you
not.
can do bulk like this.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. I'm just curious. I legit don't know because I'm not techie. I don't go
Yeah,
into things
I
like
know.
that.
I always
Okay,
think
cool.
that's you setting me up for a question.
All right, next question. Vance is asking, instead of setting up, okay, where are we at on time? 12:28. Should we keep going? Give me a one in the chat. Should we keep going? There's
Yeah, are you
so many
guys
more
full? Is this like
questions.
too
I'm
much?
like, yeah,
I
yeah.
I see a really good question from Mark that we could definitely I'd love to answer before we're done, but
Okay,
um
cool. Where's Mark's question? Let's just go right
it's
to it.
it's long. When a newsletter subscriber hits unsubscribe, then what?
Oh, that one. Yeah, I'm not even close to that. Yeah, let's just go through. Let's just pick. Why don't you pick out a couple of the ones you feel like is relevant that's going to help, move the needle? Like, let's go with Mark's question.
Okay. So, and then I just want to make sure I'm also going to come back. And again, it's so good to see so many familiar faces. So I know we have some of you here today who have like been in our coaching programs in the past. You're still current members now, or you're in our free community, even just like, I'm so, so grateful. We're all family now. So you're all now in our community, which I love. So thank you. I'm wearing my bananas shirt because it's bananas. This is bananas. Um, Okay, so Mark says when a newsletter subscribes, like what actually happens? And this is something that I was on the fence about because I didn't know if you guys would already have this or if I should give this to you. We did give it to you. So I'm going to show you what we gave to you. And again, this is from Andy and Nuno. And it's a great question because I was confused by this as well at first because we talked about this a little bit, but the cool thing is you're able to customize this. So when you go into the unsubscribe funnel that we have for you here, watch this. We built out a page when they click that unsubscribe, it's actually going to go to this link. Was it something I said? You can customize it for whatever you want, right? So where this actually is set up, you need to attach this. We didn't go over this because this is like foundations, but you would actually need to attach this. So what you need to do is you need to go back to this when you publish it, right? You'll hit publish. When you publish it back over here, and you'd have to connect that form. The form is in here. You just need to connect it. Then once you've added a domain, which we did not cover because that's foundational, you're going to go into the publishing section and you're going to attach this to that domain. The way that you do that with the domain is down here in the settings. Again, there's loads of foundational videos, but I'm going to just show you. In the settings section, when you go into settings, you'll see domains. And you don't have any domains because we can't set that up for you because you have to go buy a domain that's your brand. We can't do everything for you people. Like at some point you have to do that, right? When you click add a domain, I actually noticed this yesterday because I was editing mine. When you click this, it's actually going to walk you through. So if I put in here like molly.live, if I added this as a domain, I can decide, do I want to add the root domain here also? That's wrong. Or do I already have molly.live being used somewhere and I'm only going to use this for molly.live to be the root and then the slug at the end, that place, after the slash. So molly.live is an actual link. So I don't want to add that. I just want to have this as the root domain. I'm going to hit continue. And then it's going to start setting this up and it's going to tell me what to do next. So high level is flipping amazing. Look, it says you bought this with GoDaddy. Find out what you need to add. It's going to walk you through it. Like, how flipping amazing is this?
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you close this sucker over here, it says need help configuring domains. And then it'll take you here to tell you how to do it. And you only have to set the domain up once. To round
Yeah.
out this question, over here in custom values or custom, yes. So remember, the custom values are set up as things like internally in your business. The custom fields are what your external people put in and then it gets sent to you, right? So this unsubscribe link, once you publish that, you come in here and notice there's no value here because we don't know what your domain is. So you'd go here. Just kidding. Where do you click to do it? You click right here. I've done it. I did this yesterday. How do I do it? Click here. Ay. Edit. It said that and I just didn't read. Read. That's important. And then where it says enter value, you'd put that way. And this is really important for everything that we set up. That way, when you go to use the emails that we gave you, when they have, and I'm going to show this because again, I think this is so important. And this is what's so awesome about high level. When we go into the automations and we go into the masterclass automations, right, into these invites in here, where it says unsubscribe, custom values unsubscribe link, this is the custom value for the unsubscribe. It will enter whatever you put there. And then after that, to really answer Mark's question, after that, what happens is there is an automation. So check this out. When they click on it, they go to that page that I don't know where we put that page, but they go to that page, which I may have closed. Yeah, I did. That says like, hey, I'm sad you're leaving. Sorry to see you go. Was it something I said? Check this out. This unsubscribe, when they fill that out, when they've unsubscribed, it goes in here. And there should be another, hopefully we've added this other unsubscribe. Yeah, unsubscribe form submitted. And this is all from Nuno and Andy. It's awesome. It checks to make sure what workflows they're in or whatever. And then it will add the tag unsubscribe so that you have them marked so that you don't get in trouble for emailing them when they've unsubscribed. And this D&D is do not disturb. That is turned on so you can't email them. But they don't get nuked into oblivion. They just get marked do not disturb.
Love it. So I just got a little DM from our team that we have to kind of close up shop. It's
Okay.
12:30 already. So why don't we end with this question? I saw this from Carlos, and I think it's a great question to end our workshop with. Carlos
Okay.
is
Are we then going to have
asking,
time to also do the winner? I'm just saying that. I just need to announce the winner.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do the winner.
Okay.
Um, there's so many questions coming and keep them coming. What we will do is go back and answer those off of the live later. So yeah, keep the questions coming. We'll get to them. And just give the team behind Molly and myself like some time to go through it. It'll take us a couple of days to just go through all the streaming and address everyone.
And keep an eye on things because I may do another pop-up Q&A. Like, so just keep an eye, like,
Yeah.
pay attention to the high level group, pay attention here. We may do whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Carlos is asking, I think this is a good question to end the Q&A today with. What is and maybe speak to your relationship with Andy and Nuno and how y'all kind of formulated a partnership.
Okay.
Um, and he's asking, what is the perfect team we should set up as a high-level agency? Are you and your team available to support other agencies? How did you find help to build out high level?
Okay. I love this question. And those of you that are in our program know that we went through a big journey with this, right? So this has been a journey for me, and I am really now committed to helping our members be able to decide the best path for them. So usually when I am using a tool like this, I am obsessed with getting in and like messy figuring it out first, which is what I did at first with high level. So I got it. I played around in all of this because of where my business is at. We are doing way more than 7 figures. Like, we have a lot already happening. For me to pull myself out of where I was at in the business to really take this on as a new thing, I had to recognize that I do have superpowers, but I need to have support, right? So we have a couple of people on our team who are helping us. The first is I have an internal team member who's full time with us. Her name is Emma. She helps with our clients and she helps with all of our internal automations. So she's amazing. She's probably here watching this video. She is awesome. And she's my internal team member who does all of our internal automations. Because we are now selling high level at a level where we have almost 100 members who have access to it and who are using it, we had so many questions that I realized, hey, we need a little more support. So I went to the Level Up event, which I'm so grateful that I went to. And at the Level Up event, which is High Levels event, there's one coming up in October. It's going to be amazing. You should go to it. It's awesome.
Yeah, tickets are
Um,
about to be sold out. Hurry up.
because it did sell out last year. So like for reals, it's amazing. And
It's not a, fake scarcity. We sell out in like days every time we launch those things.
totally.
Keep going, keep going.
Okay, so at the event, I spoke to trusted friends, right? So I would say now that we spent the past 4 days together, we're like trusted friends. I'm so glad to know you.
Right. Yeah.
And I asked Ali and Stephanie Blake, Ali Boyd and Stephanie Blake, like, who are you using for support? So that's Ali connected me with Nuno and Andy, and they support several different companies running coaching calls. So they are forward facing in our business. Like even this morning, I went into Slack. Nuno had created a video for my clients using Star Funnels that was like, hey guys, here's all the updates in Star Funnels. Even though High Level is creating an update video, Nuno is that awesome that he created a specific one for our team. I pay them every month, right? I pay them monthly. They run one call a week for our clients. In addition to that, there are several. So that's like if you want a coach on your team, you can hire a ship like Andy and Nuno, or you can
Right.
hire a
Yeah.
canoe like Paulson
Yeah.
mentioned earlier.
Yeah. You got to figure out where you are. You may need enterprise help. You may need flexibility help. Like there's levels of, you know,
And
people
then
that you.
yeah, there's two other options that you could do. So the other thing that I've done is I have a mentor that I work with, right? So in our program, we are now committed. We have several members in our program who are wanting to launch their own agencies. Like we have one member, Jen, is helping people with Airbnbs and she's going to launch her own agency. And so I'm helping her like with the advice from what we've done, I'm helping her to set it up that way. So working with like a coach, it can be a really great thing too, where even if you're doing it as a solopreneur, just having someone who can help you, you can also reach out to the high level team because they're amazing as well. And then the third way that we are getting support is we're actually using, and I know Paulson, you can mention some of the other tools that are like this, but and someone had asked me about this actually. So we're using, and I'm going to show you what it is. We're using HL Pro Tools, and this has been so amazing. Like the combo of this with the team to do the coaching. Right here, you'll see this little pink chat box right there. My clients get full access to support. When they click contact us,
Yeah.
they fill out a little form and they'll get answered. Like the team is there helping them, which is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, and by the way, there are several companies like that that are built just natively to support high levelers. Like we've seen so many brands and ecosystems kind of rise up like that, like the white label sweet guys, Extently, there's Rupert Samuel. I mean, there's
Oh my
thousands of
gosh, Rupert. I love Rupert so much. So if you like Rupert is one of my most favorite people on the planet who has helped me so much over the years from
yeah,
many chat to everything. So like ginormous shout out to Rupert. And he's made
yeah,
so many really cool plugins and additions that you can add. Another example of this on here is you can also like when I said we customized our own AI tool. So I heard the questions about Jasper, you guys. I love Jasper. So if you're using it and you like it, keep using it. But we've also used Formwise to build out our own version of Jasper within our tool. So my internet is very overloaded, but like this is our own version of an AI tool with all of our templates built out inside of it. So if they
yeah,
want to get any of these things done, they have their own AI tool right here. They fill out these questions and it does the response for them. Again, that's another third-party integration that we're doing with Formwise. So it's like
yeah.
high level is connected to so many amazing people, and I would suggest don't go get all these things at once because I get excited and I buy lots of add-ons. I would get with someone who can help you identify your strategic plan and then build it out step by step.
Yeah, I personally have seen the journey of folks that are starting out getting like a virtual assistant that's like certified in high level. Like it's a one-on-one relationship. They pay hourly, and then they get to their first 10 customers. Then now you got to figure out, okay, what's my experience like? I need to have a bigger team behind me. So as you scale, you may go through different brands of services around high level. And by the way, none of these companies are directly affiliated with High Level. That's not the parent company. These are agencies and ecosystems that are building brands around High Level to
Which
be
is also a
supporting
really
business.
awesome opportunity for you if you
Yeah,
are an expert. And like
yeah.
that is
Oh
what
yeah,
we
that too.
really did in the beginning. We hired someone who helped us set it up in the first place just to like translate everything to me because I didn't know what things meant. Then we hired somebody else who really helped us work our integration with Group Track because I just didn't understand how to do it. And I didn't in my business, I didn't have the time to be able to figure it out on my own, even though I could have. I really wanted more like streamlined guidance. If you're a high level expert, like this is something that you can really position. Like high level is so supportive of people who can teach you how to like of people who are teaching you high level strategies also. So for
Yeah,
me, the biggest thing is get with someone whose personality you vibe with because you're gonna be spending a lot of time together and making a lot of
that's true.
magic.
All right, so Molly, let's do the giveaway and announce those, and then we'll share the workshop offer one more time since it's going to expire as soon as we're done
Amazing.
today.
Okay,
So
can you
yeah.
actually share the workshop offer really quickly? Because I
Oh
wanted
yeah.
to make sure everybody who put into this giveaway is getting answered. So I'm actually entering in all of the giveaways again one more time. So I'm
Awesome.
expanding that whole thing again. So anybody who entered in the last hour or whatever, I can see some of you. And so, Paulson, if you can share that information real quick while I'm pulling this up, then that would be
Yeah, yeah.
awesome.
Let me pull up the slides. I
The
don't have it.
comment quesadilla of awesome got hidden, which I think is so funny. Facebook is they're on it today with these, comments. Okay.
Let's
Oh,
see.
sorry. Are you good to do that? Actually,
Yeah,
I'm like
let
just
me.
at the end.
I need to just find the
Okay,
Google
so
Drive.
basically we have two options. If you are not using a high level tool, there's two options so that you can get these snapshots. One is to get a 30-day trial. And then the other is if you're using high level already, know that you can upgrade if you want to do some of these crazy things that we talked about. And those agency type offers can work in all different niches. So someone mentioned, can we just give it to our clients for free? You can on that 297 account. You don't need to charge people. You can give it to your clients for free. It's up to you how much you want to add in there. Um, okay, I got this. I got this working. So are you ready? We're gonna pick
I
a winner.
don't have access to your
Okay,
slides.
that's okay.
You may have to pull it up. I'm
I shared
sorry.
them in that original folder, which was like a long time ago. I'll pull it up.
Yeah.
I got it here. So I'm gonna go ahead and
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So this is, oh, I had skipped ahead in case you guys wanted to see that. So let's go quick, right back through it. All right. So this is the opportunity that you get. Oh my gosh, look at this backtrack. So you can sign up for the 30-day trial or you can go and upgrade. Those are the two links for it. We'll put that in the chat. And then remember, if you go to the resources link, you're going to get all of this. Earlier, I forgot to mention the top 100 organic posts. We're giving you all of this for free. There's a couple of things I'm still adding into that folder because we've been building this out as we go. No, you're going to get all of that for free. Okay. And then one of you is going to get a one-on-one call with me. So I'm going to say, please go through these comments and pick the one that is the best representation of the value delivered in our workshop. And then just to give it like real context, what I'm going to do is this is something you guys can do on your trainings. I'm going to go here and I'm going to say, please go through these comments. Our members left after our workshop and pick the one that best represents the value delivered in the workshop. Okay. Ready? Here we go. The excitement.
A drum roll.
Oh my gosh, it was so quick.
Well, let's
So
see.
many based on the comments provided. Kat, Kat, you are the winner. This actually makes me so happy because Kat shared such awesome things on his profile. I saw yesterday. I was like, oh my gosh, Kat, you're so
Wow.
awesome. So Kat said, like I said yesterday, the ChatGPT homework blew my mind. It really honed in on what our message should be based on our product and customer avatar. I can't wait to see what we do on a high level today. This
That is
comment
cool.
highlights the transformative learning experience directly ties to the workshop's content and practical application. Amazing. That's so good, right?
Wow. Catweiler, uh, Kotria, is that right?
Yeah,
Katria.
Kotria,
Okay. Well,
Coachla. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, but Kat, you're the winner.
Congratulations. That's
So
pretty
awesome.
awesome.
Okay, guess what?
Somebody tag Cat so that they don't miss out.
Okay, now I'm going to pick two more. We have two more nugget winners. So this is from yesterday and the day before. I already went through and I organized all of the comments here. You can see I pulled all the comments from all the videos. I spent so much time doing this, you guys, to make sure that I'm really honoring all of you. So please pick the two best nuggets. I'm just going to say pick the two best nuggets and share their names.
This is so
Okay.
insane.
And it's going to go back from everything.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go. Nervous. Okay. Cynthia said, Nugget, very cool comments to use in AI. Cheryl said, Nugget, auto populate. It says polulate, but I think she meant populate with group track. So ChatGPT thinks your nuggets are the best. So Cheryl Salters
Woohoo!
and Cynthia Martin online, email me at Molly at thepreparedperformer.com and we'll send you a copy of our children's book. I'll show it to you. It's so cute. This is it. It's called Finding My Awesome. And so this is it. It's the quesadilla of awesome in a children's book. So it'll help you find your unique differentiator.
I love that. Congrats to all the winners. So, Molly, as we close out this workshop, it has been incredible. I am so impressed with so many things that we shared and how it's helping a lot of people. Any final words that you want to share to the entrepreneurs? And I know that I see a lot of ladies. I see a lot of high-level ladies, which I get excited about because even at our mastermind, like they did like a ladies picture, and I think it's a great movement that's rising as well. So please address that as well.
Yeah.
But final thoughts.
Man, I'm so grateful I could cry. Like this has been something Kelsey and I have talked about for such a long time. And one of my clients actually, I don't know if she's watching right now, but she messaged me yesterday and she was like, I'm worried about you. Like you're coughing, you've got this thing on your hand. And you guys, some of you know my mom passed away last year. So I just feel like I've been hit with like a lot of like, I call them big sparkly boulders. It's like the big sparkly boulders. And I want you to know if you're hit with a big sparkly cast, a big sparkly boulder, or if this training makes you feel like, oh my gosh, this is so much. I'm never going to be able to get it together. How am I going to run a business? We got you. So I want you to know that this is just the beginning of the journey. I want to thank you for showing up. It has been so awesome to have so many of you here. Thank you for sharing your nuggets. Thank you for the posts that you've done on Instagram, on Facebook. Paulson, I feel like we're finishing like the run of a Broadway show. I'm so
I
grateful.
know. I'm like feeling like, oh man, we got to stop this. We can keep going.
Forever and ever. But I really do just want to say, like, thank you so, so much. And know that I'm here. So we've had loads of us have connected other places, and just know that we are now like fully in on the high level train. I love it so much. And we're so grateful for everything that you're able to help us to be able to create. And really just like, if you find yourself feeling like, oh my gosh, where do I start? You're in exactly the right place. So when you start to feel that nausea, you start to feel a little freaked out, just take a deep breath, recognize it's a big sparkly boulder, and there's so much magic on the other side. You are fully supported here in this community. And if you would like more support, reach out. We're here. We got you. The high level team is awesome. My team is awesome. And we're going to have so much fun. And keep in mind, the more fun you have, the more money you make.
I love it. Well, thank you everyone for watching. That is a wrap for our virtual workshop with Molly Mahoney. Replays will be posted on all channels. The trial offer, 30-day trial offer, y'all, it is going to expire today. So today is going to be your last day. Please don't send us support tickets asking to extend it or none of that. I'm telling you now, we are going to expire because we don't like to do the 30-day trial. We believe
And
in
I
our
agree with
product.
that because I think actually sometimes when you have a 30-day trial, it gives you a chance to like sit on the fence. I think you need to make a decision with this kind of stuff. People who make a decision and they go, they get results at a faster pace. If you hem and haw about things, nothing's going to happen. So I fully respect the 14-day trial. I fully respect that you have to actually buy it to use it because people who pay attention. So
And
I dig
and
it.
lastly, I want to just share one thing. Molly, you've been so easy to work with. Our high level family loves you. Our internal teams are like, man, their team is on top of things. So it's been quite exciting and it's been so easy to work with. I'm so appreciative of you from the entire team at high level. We love you. We thank you. We're grateful for everything you gave away to the customers and the work that we're about to do in 2024.
It's so good. Can I say one more thing, Paulson?
Last,
Okay,
go
this is
for it.
it.
Yeah.
Ready? Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why? Then oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't AI?
I knew you were going to sing a song. I love it. Well, Molly, thanks for being here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to run into you at another event. We're probably going to be speaking on stage together
I love
pretty
it.
soon. Masterminds, conferences. Make sure you grab all your tickets, y'all. We do some cool things and get together. But anyways, thank you for being here, everybody. Have a good rest of your afternoon. Hopefully the
Thank you.
Q&A helped you. Hopefully the bonus day gave you more context, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of your progress. Bye, everyone.